morning, everyone. It's Michelle, and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. I hope everyone is enjoying the last couple of days of their weekend. The weather has been really nice here in Texas, getting ready for spring. But you guys, we have a lot of juicy royal tea to get through today. So you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So King Charles and Queen Camilla just completed a 3-day whirlwind tour of Germany, and it was a very received visit. Many people are calling it a great success. Now this came with Britain and Germany as they're trying to rebuild their frayed ties after Brexit. So this was a very, very important meeting for the two countries. Now, King Charles left a very positive impression of the German people after his 3-day visit. Many people lined the streets to welcome Charles and Camilla. They had record-breaking crowds. Now, it appeared that both countries, Germany and the UK, definitely want to heal the rift that they had following Britain's exit from the European Union. Now, Charles made history when he was the very first monarch to address the German parliament, the Bundestag, on Thursday, where he stressed the long-standing close ties between both countries. He said, quote, "This friendship meant so much to my beloved mother, the late Queen, who often spoke about the official 15 visits she often made to Germany." Now, when Charles gave his speech, he gave his speech in both German and English, and it was very powerful, and he received a long-standing ovation. Now, in the speech, Charles praised both London and Berlin for providing aid to Ukraine as the Russian invasion of the country continues in its 13th month. Now, the speech comes as Germany has faced pressure from Western countries for not doing enough to help Ukraine. So the fact that Charles praised them, I think, was very well received. Now, the King's visit concluded on Friday with a boat trip and a farewell reception involving musical performances, including by a Beatles cover band and a sea shanty group. Observers in London said that the visit has helped in renewing diplomatic ties between the two countries. Now, I love the fact that this was a wonderful state visit and that he made a great impression on the people and the government of Germany. And in my opinion, this is definitely going to forge a strong alliance between the two countries. Now, during their 3-day visit of Germany, Camilla, in my opinion, looked fabulous as always, but she looked extremely beautiful for the state banquet, which was held at Schloss Bellevue Palace in Berlin. Now, when she went there, she wore a beautiful black and silver gown that was designed by one of her favorite designers by the name of Bruce Oldfield. Now, he will also be creating her coronation gown, which is taking place on May 6th. She paired the elegant ensemble with 2 glittering pieces of jewelry, including the Greville tiara, which belonged to the Queen Mother, and to the late Queen Elizabeth II, her City of London fringe necklace. Now, Charles donned a black tailcoat, tuxedo, and white bow tie for the diplomatic dinner, and I thought they both looked fabulous. Now, the headpiece is sometimes referred to as the Boucheron honeycomb tiara, but a lot of people call it the Greville tiara after Margaret Greville, who is the one who left it to Charles's grandmother. Now, the dazzling diadem was originally made by Boucheron in 1921, but of course the Queen Mother had to have it heightened and added additional diamonds in 1953, which was done by Cartier. Now, Camilla also paid tribute to her late mother-in-law, the Queen, when she wore this beautiful necklace that was gifted to Queen Elizabeth upon her wedding day to Prince Philip in November of 1947. Now, the Queen was normally seen wearing this with her fringe tiara. This work comprises of diamonds set in silver and gold, threaded on silk. Now, to complete this look, Queen Camilla donned a pair of beautiful diamond earrings, Their garter star, which was given to her by the President of Germany, was pinned to the left side of her dress, along with the royal family of the Order of Queen Elizabeth II brooch. I love that brooch. I think it's stunning. So on the last day of their Germany tour, Queen Camilla was spotted wearing a beautiful sapphire and diamond brooch. Now, the significance of this brooch was that it was owned by Queen Victoria, and it was a wedding present from her husband, Prince Albert, who hails from Germany. Now, it is said that Prince Albert gifted this beautiful brooch to his bride on the eve of their 1840 wedding. Now, Queen Victoria was a trendsetter in weddings, as she was one of the very first women, if not the first woman, to wear white on her wedding day. It is said she pinned this beautiful brooch to her white wedding dress as she walked down the aisle of her wedding. Now, since then, this beautiful pendant has been passed down as an heirloom of the crown for future generations. This striking piece has been worn by every queen since. Now, Queen Camilla is following in the footsteps of her late mother-in-law, Queen Elizabeth II, who also wore this brooch in Germany when she visited Berlin in 2015. Now, I think this is a beautiful brooch. I mean, the size of this sapphire, you guys, that is just amazing. I think it's a stunning piece of jewelry. So it looks like Meghan Markle won another award. That's right, she has another award to add to her trophy case. The Duchess of Sussex has been named a Digital Media National winner for the 48th Annual Gracie Awards for her podcast Archetypes. Organized by the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation, the Gracies celebrate exemplary programming and individual achievement created by, for, and about women across all media in news and entertainment. Now, she took to her R12 Foundation website and said in a statement, quote, "Thank you to the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation for this prestigious honor. This is a shared success for me and the team behind Archetypes, you know, the 26 plus people, most of whom are women, and the inspiring guests who joined me each week." Now, she is being recognized for her podcast alongside people like Katie Couric, Alice Cooper, Faith Hill, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Christina Applegate. Now, the winners of the 48th Annual Gracie Awards will be celebrated at a gala event at the Four Seasons Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Los Angeles on May 23rd, which will see a special tribute to women directors following a record number of submissions. Oh, yay. Looks like Meghan got herself another award. My prediction is we're going to see on the next tax record for next year some kind of donation that they may or may not have made to this organization, the Gracie Awards. Just saying, but that's my prediction. I believe they bought this award, but you know. So is Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's warped sense of reality going to be their ultimate downfall? And in my opinion, it already is. They are definitely heading on a downward spiral of self-destruction. So Harry and Meghan, in my opinion, in the court of popular opinion, aren't winning. They're not winning, as Charlie Sheen said a couple of years ago. Winning. I don't think they are winning any new fans anymore with their most recent behavior. Now, I was watching the Gwyneth Paltrow trial where she is being sued by a doctor who claims that in 2017 she collided and hurt him on a ski resort slope. He claims neurological disorders caused by the injury and hundreds of thousands of medical bills. He was seeking around $3 million in damages. Now, Gwyneth Paltrow claimed he was the one who barreled into her and helped her to miss a half day of skiing. And she was so upset over her half day of missing skiing, she had to get a massage. I mean, I have to be honest with y'all, I'm not a huge fan of Gwyneth Paltrow. I've heard for years that she's not a nice person. She seems a bit pretentious. And let me just tell you, her attitude at this trial was a whole vibe. It was called the 1% vibe, the pretentiousness of the upper class. She exuded just, I am too good to be here, but I'm going to prove a point to y'all. So she countersued this doctor, you guys, for $8 because for her it was about principle and not about money. Now, I'm not a huge fan of hers, but I have to agree, I don't believe he was telling the truth. Now, she ultimately won the legal case, but she didn't win in the court of public opinion. You guys, people were like making fun of her. She looked like she was sucking on a lemon the entire trial. Just her lips very pursed together, like she was just upset. Like she was missing her half day of skiing. You know, like, oh my God, I got to call the nanny and maid and we have to reschedule. I'm going to have to push back my colonic or my hair appointment or my nail appointment because I'm missing a half day of skiing. You know, she was very, very put out over these very expensive skiing that she was doing at this very she resort.
Case against you.
I do.
And he has deterred you from enjoying the rest of what was a very expensive vacation.
Well, I lost half a day of skiing.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lady who even made a t-shirt that said, I missed a half day of skiing, okay? Based on Gwyneth Paltrow because she was so upset about that. This guy had a lot of medical problems, he had neurological problems, and she missed a half day of skiing. Do you see what I'm saying? The pretentiousness? It was hilarious how upset she was. The other thing is she came in wearing a pair of these Jeffrey Dahmer reading glasses. She just looked so arrogant and pretentious. She literally looked like Meghan and Harry. This is how the world sees Meghan and Harry, with that air of 1%ness, that privilege that they reap. Harry and Meghan do not realize what they're putting out into the universe and how the world sees them. Maybe they need to go watch the Gwyneth Paltrow trial to see how she looked to the average person like, oh my God, she's pretentious. In my opinion, when Harry showed up in the UK for that 4-day preliminary hearing of one of his lawsuits against the Associated Newspapers, wearing his $1,000 Christian Dior t-shirt, I literally thought it was a mustard stain until I realized it was a bumblebee. He looked pretentious. He didn't look good, in my opinion. He looked a little schlumpy, but that's a whole other topic. The way that he came in looking like Hollywood Howie, playing it up for the cameras, Mr. Showboat coming through the front door. Look at me, y'all. I'm in the UK. Aren't I smart? He was just loving the limelight, but again, he looked like a royal knob. Now, the problem with Harry and Meghan is they really do have a warped sense of self. They don't see how the rest of us see them. That's why they're confused. Why don't people like us? Why don't they love us? I mean, I've already told people how awesome my wife is. Why are they not drinking the Kool-Aid? It's because we have eyes and ears, Harry. We see you. You don't see yourself because you live in the bubble of privilege, but we see you because we're not in your bubble. We saw Gwyneth, how she acted pretentious on TV, and we see you. Here we have Harry, who's very confident in the UK for lawsuits. He loves to sue people in the UK because he's got that prince privilege that he likes to wear like a Superman cape. Look at me, it's the Royal Windsor himself suing another company, and they always win. But in my opinion, their luck is running out because people are tired of them, right? So now he's joined another bandwagon with several celebrities suing the Associated Newspapers for, quote, phone hacking, but there really isn't a lot of strong evidence that these journalists are doing what they accuse them of. A lot of it is attached to the world of Associated Newspaper, News of the World, that dates back to 2005, when Prince William of Buckingham Palace brought it to the world through the Metropolitan Police that their phones were hacked. And here's Prince Harry saying, well, the royal family hid it from me. They lied to me. They didn't tell me, and I didn't know about it till 2018. He must think we're a special kind of stupid, because he's trying to get into what's called the statute of limitations, which is 6 years. So by playing dumb to the press, oh, I didn't know until 2018, even though it's been in the press and my brother talked about it since 2005, I had no clue that this happened. They hid it from me. It's like, no, you're lying because you want to make this lawsuit relevant. Because remember, the Associated Newspapers, the Mail on Sunday, the Daily Mail, the Sun, the Mirror, pretty much the British media is his arch nemesis. So any chance he can come to give him a slap punch, he's going to do, because he's Prince Harry, the superhero of free speech. Right? He's always fighting the newspapers because they're printing horrible stories about him, and a lot of them are actually true, but oh, we got to stop that. He's just, fighting crime one lawsuit at a time. Like I said, he should have been one of those ambulance chasing lawyers. He missed his calling. But again, it's like he doesn't see how the world sees him through the lens that we see him. Harry and Meghan were both born into somewhat privilege. Harry was born a royal prince. Don't think you can get much privilege than that. And Meghan, who was born into an upper middle class family from a father who was a lighting director on Married with Children, paid for her to go to private schools, paid for her college, put her in sororities, bought her cars, paid for trips, put gas in her car, told her she was a princess, raised her to be a princess. This is a woman who didn't think her poop stank, whose father gave her everything, did everything for her. So she is definitely raised with this grandiose sense of self. So here you have two people who, in my opinion, are two peas in a pod. Two people with, delusions of grandeur, no self-awareness, who see the world through their privileged rose-colored glasses. And they've gotten worse in the past 3 years since Megxit, when they've gotten Spotify and Netflix. Now remember, when they were in the royal family, they were always reminded of their place in the hierarchy, right behind William and Catherine. And William and Catherine, of course, were meant to shine. And Harry and Meghan did get their due of press, but not as much as they're getting now. So since Megxit, they've become the superstars in their own minds. They're getting a lot of attention and a lot of press. They got a lot of money from Netflix and from Spare and from Spotify. They're getting a ton of awards, because we all know awards is Meghan's love language. Praising Meghan and giving her an award is literally her love language. And Harry kisses her butt. Meghan, you're so great. My wife. She's just like my mom, my wife. I mean, constantly telling the world how great she is. And we're like, yeah, I don't think so. Right? But again, awards are her love language. So now she's getting all the trophies that she wants. She couldn't get them in the royal family, but she can get them here. So now you have two privileged people who just don't understand why we don't think they're great. The problem is they talk too much and we see them too much. And the more we see and hear from them, the less we like them. When they were in the royal family, they kind of kept them under wraps. They hid their arrogance and their petulance and their hypocrisy and their attitudes from the public. But now that they're all out there free balling it for the world to see, we're like, wow, were they always this terrible? Yeah. They were. And now they're even worse, because it's like giving, candy to a sugar addict. They're just getting their sugar high on all the attention, even if it's negative attention. So now Harry and Meghan, they're trying once again to shut down anyone who says anything negative about them, because they have this very weird sense of wanting to control the narrative. They want to control everything. The interesting thing is that they spend a lot of money on these HR firms for strategy. It's rumored they hired Michelle Obama's PR team to help them. But I'm sorry, I would get my money back because it didn't work. Now, it's probably not the agency's fault because, let's be honest, did Harry and Meghan follow their advice? Probably not. Because you can't put out a couple of fake PR pieces, fluff pieces, and then keep doing the same negative crap that's ruining your reputation. You can put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. You can put glitter on poop, it's still poop. That's the problem with Harry and Meghan, is they don't understand that, yeah, they'll sprinkle some of this positive PR fluff out to the universe, but then they turn around and they continue to play the victim. They continue to attack his family. And that is why people don't like them. If they would quit attacking his family and quit playing victims, people might actually start to like them eventually. But I think it's at the point where they're just like Amber Heard. You know, I don't think they're ever going to get their reputation back. Now, there's going to be a very small group of people who are still going to support them, the diehard sugars who just believe what they want to believe. But Harry and Meghan, in my opinion, their pretentiousness and their warped sense of reality is going to be their downfall. Because pretty soon, the people that were even their fans are kind of starting to turn on them a little bit due to their hypocrisy about the royal family being racist, but then giving their kids titles. It's like, okay. And then how they said they were going to give up their titles and leave the country, but now they're not going to give up their titles. How they're going to stop talking about the royal family, and yet he keeps hitting out at the royal family. And now there's going to be Spare 2.0 with the paperback version. Lord help us if there's another season of Archetype podcast. I really doubt it. But it's like the two of them can't help themselves because they don't have anything else going for them but bashing the family. So according to an insider, their calendars are looking a little empty. They don't have a lot of projects on the horizon, right? So it's like the coronation. Is that going to happen? We don't know. In my opinion, he went on this trip to the UK to test the waters. Again, he just looked like a royal knob, playing it up for the cameras in his designer shirt, very pretentious. This whole lawsuit is pretentious. It's past the point of limitations. I honestly feel like it's going to get thrown out. But again, Harry's very confident because he wins lawsuits in the UK. But in my opinion, that luck's going to start running out. I'm really hoping the Home Office throws out the lawsuit as well as this lawsuit. You know, I really don't believe what they're accusing the Associated Newspapers of. I believe this was something that happened way back with News of the World that is now a defunct publication. But again, anytime Harry can come and punch the Associated Newspapers, his arch nemesis, he's going to do. But Meghan and Harry are their own worst enemies with their delusions of grandeur. She can pick up all the awards that she wants and save puppies from burning buildings, but again, I don't think it's going to be enough because they keep putting out negativity toward the royal family. And then when you look at their tax records, which is going to be a whole other video where they work 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week? What? What in the world do you do 1 hour a week? I mean, I do my YouTube channel more than 1 hour a week. You know, it's like, again, the pretentiousness, that to me, that's right after with I missed a half day of skiing with 1 hour a week of charity work. And they spend all this money donating to causes that end up giving them awards or these huge expensive PR firms to help with their reputation. But it's like you can't help a sinking ship. It's interesting to see what's going to happen if they're going to show up for the coronation, because in my opinion, if they don't show up for the coronation, that is going to be the ultimate kill of their bankability and likability in Hollywood. because their only relevancy is tied to the royal family. And I think Harry and Meghan know that. They wouldn't have given their children titles unless they felt it was important to do so. So why would they give their children titles and then not go to the coronation of the king? Because without his father being the king, his children would not be a prince or princess. So they don't go to the coronation of the man who makes their children a prince or princess. That would be a really dumb move, because it's like, then why did you give your kids the titles if you're not even going to go to the coronation? So in my opinion, they're going to go to the coronation. They're going to suck it up for the cameras. And then, of course, maybe they'll use that footage to go into another book, or maybe, their Netflix series 2.0. Who knows? But that's all the news I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. And stay tuned, guys. I'm working on episode 4 of Corinna and the King. Thanks for stopping by the channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.